So now we are going to see the last step, that is refractory period. Now in repolarization, what we saw, that the membrane has repolarized or regained its charges, that is positive charge from the outer side and negative charge from the inner side. The membrane again becomes repolarized. The membrane becomes repolarized, that is it becomes electropositive from the outer side and electronegative from the inner side. But this positive charge is because of potassium ions, not because of sodium ions. The potassium ions which moved out of the membrane, those potassium ions, they give the positive charge on the outer side in the extracellular fluid, whereas the negative charge is regained again inside the neuroplasm or the inner side of the membrane. Now what happens here, when the stimulus, even if the stimulus is given here, or even if another stimulus comes here on the membrane, what happens? Positive charge is there, but there are no sodium ions. So even if the stimulus is given, the sodium channel gates, they open because of the voltage of stimulus, but there are no sodium ions present over here, and those sodium ions would not move over here because there are no sodium ions present. So no sodium ions will move over there even if the channel gates open. There are only potassium ions present outside. Now here what happens? In the refractory period, what happens? The membrane, how this correction of these ions is done on the membrane, that we will see. Suppose this is the membrane neurilemma. Here the sodium potassium pump is present. This is the sodium potassium pump. Now what happens? As we know, for the correction of ions or for moving the ions in and out, energy is required, means ATP is consumed. So the ATP, when the ATP is consumed, energy is released. That energy is used by this sodium potassium channels or sodium potassium pump or this protein. That energy is used by this protein to pump potassium ions outside. To pump sodium ions outside and to take in potassium ions in. So in exchange of 3 sodium ions, 2 potassium ions are taken in. So in this way, this sodium and potassium pump works. So here what happens? ATP is consumed. When ATP is consumed, the energy is released. That energy is used by this sodium potassium pump to pump out 3 sodium ions with exchange of 2 potassium ions. So in this way, again the sodium ions, they move out or they are moved out by the sodium potassium pump, and potassium ions, they are taken in. So again the outer side becomes electropositive because of sodium ions this time. It was positive already, but it was because of potassium ions in repolarization state. Now what happens in refractory period? The sodium potassium pump exchange 3 sodium ions with 2 potassium ions. So sodium ions are sent in and potassium ions are taken. Sodium ions are sent out and potassium ions are taken in. Now again the outer side becomes electropositive, inner side is electronegative. Now again, if you give any stimulus here, what happens? If you give any stimulus, what will happen? The sodium channel gates will open. If you send any stimulus or if you give any stimulus to the membrane, what will happen? The membrane permeability will change for sodium ions. The sodium channel gates, they will open, and the sodium ions, they will again come inside. And again the same steps will happen. Again this depolarization of membrane will take place. Then the charges will move from one point to another point, and after that again repolarization will take place, and then refractory period. So this continues. If you remember when we divided the refractory period in two parts, absolute refractory period when the refractory period has just started, or the exchange of ions just has started, that is the absolute refractory period. But in the other part of the refractory period, what will happen when these ions are exchanged? The membrane gains positive charge because of sodium ions, and the inner side of the membrane will again become negatively charged. At that time, if you give second stimulus to the membrane, at that time sodium ions are present over here. That second stimulus will make those sodium voltage gates open. It will open the sodium voltage gates, and the sodium ions which are present outside, they will again come inside. Again second impulse will be generated. So this refractory period is the period of actually correction of ions. Here we said in the repolarization state, even though the membrane was electropositive, but it was because of potassium ions. Sodium ions were absent outside the membrane. So even if the stimulus was given, it was of no use, because there were no sodium ions, so no exchange of ions would take place. Sodium ions wouldn't come in, and the impulse would not be generated. Second impulse would not be generated. But here, after the exchange, after the absolute refractory period, what will happen? 3 sodium ions have been exchanged with 2 potassium ions. There are sodium ions present outside the membrane. Now if you give a second stimulus, what will happen? The sodium channel gates will open, and the sodium ions will again come in, and the impulse will again be generated. But this time, the second impulse should be more than the threshold value. We discussed that the impulse, when the first impulse, only the impulse will be generated if the stimulus is of the threshold value or at the threshold value. But when we talk about the second stimulus after the refractory period, what happens? That stimulus should be more than the threshold value. Then and only then the second stimulus will be generated. If the impulse is below the threshold value, the impulse will not be generated after the refractory period. So these are the 4 steps. We will take a short summary of these 4 steps again. So the first step, we said that generation of impulse takes place. Here generation of impulse takes place. First the impulse is first the membrane is in the polarized state. That means outer side is electropositive, inner side is electronegative, and this positive charge is because of the sodium ions. So outer side is electropositive, inner side is electronegative. Positive charge is because of sodium ions, negative charge is because of negatively charged proteins which are present inside the neuroplasm. So here this is the polarized state. Polarized membrane, and this is the state of the resting period, or when the membrane is at resting state. Polarized state is actually the resting period. Now what happens when you give the stimulus? When the stimulus is given, what will happen? The charges will get exchanged. The sodium channel gates will open. The sodium ions will come inside. The sodium ions will come inside over here, and these charges will get changed. Now if we draw a second structure over here, second line of second membrane over here, it will look like this. The charges will get exchanged. Electronegative on the outer side and electropositive on the inner side. So here we say that the impulse is generated. Impulse generated. So this is the first step. when the stimulus is provided, the sodium channel gates, they open, the sodium ions move inside, and because of this, the inner side becomes electropositive, the outer side becomes electronegative. Here we say that the impulse has been generated, and here we say that the membrane has become depolarized. When the charges, they get exchanged, here we say the membrane has become depolarized. And when the membrane becomes depolarized, it is said the action period of the impulse or action period of the membrane. Here is the resting state, resting position, and this is in the action position of the membrane. Now the second step that we will see is conduction. Second step, we saw that the conduction of impulse. Now how this impulse which is generated at one point would be traveled to another point. So the impulse that has been generated, it travels from one point to another point. These positive and negative charges, they attract each other, and this positive charge will move here and this negative charge will move here. This negative charge will come here in this place and this positive charge will come here. So this membrane, it will look like this when after the conduction or after the transfer of this depolarization or after the transfer of this impulse, it would look like this. This positive charge will come here, this negative charge will come here, and this negative charge and positive charge will move on the third point. So in this way, the impulse is generated from one point to another point. So from here, it will again be generated to this point. This is the conduction of impulse. Conduction of impulse. The third point that we saw is repolarization. So after the impulse is generated and it is conducted, the membrane regains its polarization, that is repolarization state. Now here, when this impulse is moving from one place to another or one point to another, the point on which the impulse was there before, that point becomes repolarized, or that point regains its charges again. So here positive on the outer side, negative on the inner side, and here the impulse has been traveled from this point to this point. Now here what happens in repolarization state, we said that the sodium ions, they close. Now sodium channel gates, they close, and potassium channels, they open. So the positive charge which is there outside, it is because of the potassium ions, not the sodium ions, because sodium ions have already come inside the membrane. The charge is because of potassium ions. So here we say that the membrane has been repolarized. Here the charge has been repolarized because of the potassium ions. The fourth and the last part we saw, that is the refractory period. In this, what happens? The proteins or the pumps which are present here, sodium and potassium pumps. These pumps, they exchange the ions. Potassium ions are taken in exchange of sodium ions. So 3 sodium ions are given out in the exchange of 2 potassium ions. And this is done when the energy is consumed, or when ATP is consumed and energy is released. That energy is used in the exchange of these ions. So this is refractory period. Refractory period, and this is repolarization. So these are the 4 steps that we saw. We also saw a graphical representation of these. Here we have shown time. Here we showed the millivolts. Now here at the resting state, the resting potential was minus 70 millivolts. The resting potential was minus 70 millivolts, and the membrane, it was at its resting state. It was polarized and it was at the resting state. Now from here, when the stimulus is given to it, at that time what happens? The resting potential, it changes into action potential. It becomes minus 55. From minus 55, the action of the impulse starts, or the action potential starts. So here from minus 70, it comes to minus 55. From minus 55, it rises up to 0. From 0, it rises to plus 45. And here plus 45 is the maximum voltage, or maximum voltage of the impulse. So from this plus 45, here it again comes back to the resting state. Now here we said this, all these 4 steps. Minus 70 is the resting state. Minus 70 is the resting state. Here the membrane is polarized. It is at resting state. When stimulus is given, it becomes active, or the resting potential changes into action potential. From here, it comes into action state or active state. From minus 55 to 0 to plus 45, here this plus, at this plus 45 millivolts, what happens? Sodium channels, they close. Sodium channels close, potassium channels open. And here minus at this 0, and here sodium channels open. In the action potential, the sodium channels open. And at plus 45, at the maximum state, maximum voltage, what happens? The sodium channels, they get closed, and potassium channels, they open. And here the membrane becomes repolarized because of potassium ions which are given out. And again at the refractory period, this is said to be the refractory period. After this, the impulse against, or the membrane or the impulse comes again back to its original state or normal state or resting state. So this is how the conduction of impulse, generation of impulse, conduction and propagation of impulse takes place. And this is how the impulse is generated and passed on in a particular direction. The impulse is always transferred in the single direction. It is always transported in a single direction in this way. It does not comes reverse. It is always transported or transferred in a single direction. So this is how the impulse is generated and transported from one point to another point.